Now we're live.
Now we're live. Yes.
Okay.
That's-
Gotta remember not
that's-
to stand up. No,
Why is that?
Live.
Why?
We fell for it. He's
No
going to show
pants.
us what's on his shirt now.
No,
Oh,
I have no pants.
White
I have no
Castle.
pants. Why? Yeah, I am
Castle's
wearing.
on the shirt.
I'm indeed wearing my White Castle shirt. But I'm happy.
I bet you that shirt tastes better than the burgers.
You want to try that out?
No. But I still feel
put
like it's a pretty safe
Put
bet.
it to the test.
Let's do it.
I mean, I've been
Next
wearing.
time I'm in Seattle.
I've been wearing this shirt for 5 days straight, Greg.
I still think it probably tastes better.
Okay.
Have you
Okay.
really?
Oh,
5
the last time we
days?
had White Castle, I was
God.
just, oh, it was so disgusting.
That's weird. Clearly not a
I don't know
refined
what to tell
palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a refined palate. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Find on
that is true.
American junk food.
Hmm.
Nothing quite like it.
Yes, indeed.
Hello and welcome to episode 787 for. Wait, hold on.
There it is.
Just say what
Good job.
podcast it is.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 787 of the Player One podcast for
There's the
Tuesday,
man.
December 7th, 2021. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's that going, sir? How's everything in Canada going?
I spent the whole day at the rink again, so pretty good.
So, very Canada.
Very Canada.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing at from Canada, Greg Seward. How's that going for you?
Could
Yeah.
be worse.
Could be
from America.
worse.
Yeah,
Could
that's. He
be
could have been born a
worse.
few hundred miles south.
And
Well, technically that'd be
joining
in the
me
ocean,
from
but
the great state
That-
of Washington,
that not-
Mr. Phil Theobald.
Would that not have been worse? Being born in the ocean?
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Hi, CJ.
Hi. How's
What's up?
that whole thing going that you got there?
Living in the United States of America?
Ooh, how much time you got?
The White Castle shirt.
Well, I mean, the White Castle shirt is going great.
Okay, good.
Just a constant reminder that I don't live anywhere near one. So
All the better.
breaks my heart,
Yeah.
but that's
Would.
what this season's all about. Lowering
Reason for the-
expectations and
Reason for the season.
yep.
Yeah.
What's up?
You guys excited about this upcoming week? We've got Halo Infinite
What day does that drop?
Wednesday
Okay.
Cool.
and
I'll be playing
Then
Gran Turismo Sport that night.
the Game Awards the night after.
Yeah,
Excited?
I'm probably not going to watch the Game Awards this year. I think I'm
Look at
done.
me not care about the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boycotting it because Cyberpunk didn't get nominated for Game of the Year.
Yep.
Is that the
Exactly
what it is?
the reason.
Exactly it.
Yep.
Figured.
That is the
Figured.
reason. Yeah.
Or I guess Greg, Forza Horizon 5, that whole thing really.
I don't care about that. I'm already done with that game.
Okay. Are you really? What?
Yeah, I am. But
My goodness.
no, I mean that is an issue because the way they handled that just about as well as they handled the Activision thing. So,
Hmm.
where it was just like, why isn't it nominated for Game of the Year? Oh, because it came up past the deadline. Except it's nominated in other categories.
Yeah, that's right.
They
Try
need
not
to,
think about it.
and I mean, we've talked about this many times. Jeff just needs to stop pretending this is an award show and just,
What do you mean,
I'm
right?
serious.
What do you mean?
All it's been for a long time is because I mean, the way the presentation works is here's a couple of awards, here's a bunch of trailers, which is great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great to have a
That's
big
why
showcase for
people
a bunch
watch
of new
the
games.
awards.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. And then it's like, oh, by the way, here's as we go to a break, here's 12 other awards that were won. It's like, well, okay, so it's not an award show. Don't call it that. Stop pretending it is.
I mean, they do that
No.
on the Oscars.
yeah, it's a little different. The Oscars
is a
isn't
technical
90%
award.
new
They-
movie trailers.
Yeah, the Oscars is here are the upcoming movies for this next
They
year.
do that on the Oscars, but it's because they can't fit all of the awards into the 4-hour plus runtime.
the
Right.
It's a
bulk
little different than what
the
we're talking
bulk
about.
and the draw of the Game Awards is a bunch of commercials.
Of
Right.
course.
And
And
Yeah.
I'm fine with
Which
that.
is the draw of any Nintendo Direct or any Sony State
Yeah.
of Play or any.
yeah, but
Exactly.
Nintendo Directs and
E3.
State of Plays aren't pretending that they're award shows.
Yeah,
And the
all.
Oscars aren't showing next year's movie trailers.
Yeah.
So
Here's Chick Man to show you, Into the Spider-Verse 2.
It's a celebration of the games that we've been playing
Mhm.
over the last 12 months.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
And
what it
again,
is.
like I say, just, because of that, it opens itself up to sort of crap like the whole Forza 5 thing, which I'm making it sound like I care way more than I do about this, but it's just sort of like, it's like, well, okay, just say it didn't get nominated. Just say it.
Yeah.
Didn't get nominated. Field was too full.
Yep.
Do
Didn't
you
make
think
the cut.
he should move it to like January or February?
No, because
so that,
because in its current form, it doesn't make any sense in January and February.
no,
well,
I don't
because
think
it's a slate of commercials.
exactly.
a slate of commercials doesn't make sense in January or February.
Well, no, but because
Sense in
he's
December?
got to raise the money somehow, and part of that is also the fact that it's Christmas buying season.
Oh, that's true. And sponsors are probably
Yeah.
Right.
more
They're looking to spend the
likely.
money
I don't know
now.
if you realize this, CJ, but the whole Game Awards thing, it's just kind of a profit.
Right.
thing.
What?
Yeah.
You guys
it's
are
not
opening
really-
my eyes to this.
It's not really
Now,
to
I didn't
celebrate
realize.
things. It's just we got to make money for the rich people. So, you
What?
know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
Well-
again, I get it. I mean, he's building that up, and it needs to be paid for somehow.
Sure.
So that's how it's paid for, and that's fine. But let's
Yeah.
just be honest about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Halo Infinite, though.
Mhm.
You guys excited about playing the campaign? I'm pretty excited
I
about,
am.
about it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be free on Game Pass?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm
maybe
excited.
Maybe I'll
You
check
gonna-
it out then.
you gonna
I
play
guess.
it?
I don't
Phil,
know.
when was the last time you played a Halo game?
Let's see. Today's Sunday. 2003.
So just Halo 1?
No, what was the last Halo I played?
Halo 2
Probably-
was 2004.
Probably Halo 2.
Yeah.
Probably Halo 2. Maybe I played a little Halo 3.
Yeah.
Maybe, but Halo 2 is the last one I definitely know I played.
What
A
was your
bit of.
opinion of the original Halo back in the day?
Oh, Halo's great.
Yeah.
Halo's
I
great.
loved the first Halo.
Halo's
First
great.
Halo, yeah.
I did not play a lot of Halo because first person shooters typically aren't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole kind of the Halo military aesthetic is not my type of aesthetic.
Bag man.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's a bad game.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Halo's a great game. There's a reason it's so popular.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
just
it's
not
been diminishing returns for me personally since the first one.
really.
For
Well,
the most
yeah,
part.
for
I
a
mean,
lot of people.
but I mean that has more
Especially
to do
after
with the
3.
time and the time and place
Yeah.
where I played it, and a lot less to do with the quality of the game.
And
That's
I
true. Although
say
this one is getting a lot of buzz and attention, not only for the multiplayer, but people seem to be into it.
okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited to try it.
And I say first person shooters and the whole military bro aesthetic isn't my thing, but then I also love the Doom games. So
But see again, how much of that is driven by the nostalgia of being the
Most
perfect
of it.
age for when Doom came out?
absolutely
Yeah,
most of it.
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yep.
Well,
Mhm.
how about we jump into some news? What do you think about that?
Uh-oh.
Some
Feet
things.
first or head first?
Well, head first.
Belly flop it right in there.
That's what I would do.
Let's talk
Maximum
about
spring.
the newest game
Maximum
to come
splash.
to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. So, before they've been releasing like a bundle of new games for the Super Nintendo and
I
NES.
think calling it a bundle's a bit generous, but okay.
Okay, 3 or 4 games quarterly over the last year or two. And after the expansion pack, it was like, okay, we're adding N64 and Genesis games. So the expectation is going to add more of that stuff. They even, previewed some of the N64 games they were planning on adding. Well, they announced one last week that is coming out this week, and that game is Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64.
That's a good game.
That's a great game.
It's a good game.
I have to say my first reaction was I remember that was one of the first N64 games I bought on Virtual Console.
Oh,
The
yeah.
last time I played through Paper Mario for N64 was on Virtual Console and the Wii. And
yeah.
and all it really did was remind me how much better the Virtual Console was than this current iteration we have.
Look at this. What
It wasn't portable though.
I don't care.
There we go. There it is.
Paper Mario.
Look
I
at
think
that.
I have that exact same
Just send that to Wada.
thing.
Well, you
So
don't
it's
have
worth
this
it.
exact same one,
Well, I don't
No,
have the exact same
because
one, no,
this
but
is-
it's also sealed.
but this is sealed. Yeah, this is my sealed Paper Mario that I have here.
Have you ever played Paper Mario?
What?
Have you ever played Paper Mario? Like,
Oh,
is that
no,
an extra copy?
It's
you have?
sealed.
It's sealed.
How could I
How come
possibly
that's
play it? It's
Do you
sealed.
own another one that's open? Is what I'm
You can't
asking.
buy 2
you.
copies of games. It's against the law.
Oh, God.
I tried that once on a podcast and got
See?
burned for
Yeah.
Paper Mario's real good.
No,
People still
no.
refer
This
to
is
that.
this is a copy that CJ and I picked. We picked up our own
Oh, you
individual
bought it
copies.
together?
Yeah,
That's
We
adorable.
each
It was
picked
a
up a
joint
copy
purchase.
of Paper Mario.
I
and
get it
bought
on Sunday through Tuesday. He
Mhm.
gets it on.
Oh, I
on
have a
Thursday.
piece of paper that I signed that's similar to that.
Yeah, just your copy of Paper Mario.
Actually, that's
No.
why I moved to Seattle so it could be close.
I fought back on that one.
Copy of Paper
Kids.
Mario.
The kids I share custody of, but
Ah,
she's
yeah.
not getting my copy of Paper, Mario.
was nope. That's
Screw up my
that's
save
the
file.
line. That's
Yeah, yeah.
no. We got this. Toys R Us had copies for like what $5 on clearance.
Yeah, it was like
Back in the day.
$5.
Yeah.
How could you not buy that?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there we go.
Indeed. But
But no, I
disappointing
yeah,
that
of course
only one title is coming out this month.
But not
Not
surprising.
only one for the N64 expansion pack, but like one for the Nintendo Switch Online retro stuff altogether.
Mhm.
Like
Look at this,
that's
though, I did.
Yep.
I got me one of these too.
was it
one of
the
the-
announcement of Paper Mario that made you buy the N64?
No,
Switch?
I broke down like a week or so before the announcement
Yeah.
that and I was just like, okay, I'll
Fine.
get the I'll you
But you didn't get the Genesis one, huh? You just
I
got
well,
the
I haven't
N64?
well they're out of stock on the Genesis ones.
Okay.
Well, I mean they're out of stock on these too, but I got tricks and ways.
Coffin
but-
Colors in the chat pointed
Yeah.
out. Well, CJ left. Sorry, CJ.
Yep,
I didn't mean
you're
to
sick of
upset
us.
you. Calling out that think it's about time for 1,000-year-old door.
That's the
1,000-year door.
GameCube one.
That's the GameCube one. It would be great to be able to replay that because that is a
Yeah,
fantastic
that is-
game.
Is that still the best Paper Mario?
I would say so.
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
probably it is.
I enjoyed the most recent one
Oh yeah.
on the Switch. It was really good. It was really
Mhm.
good, actually. But yeah, that series has sort of ebbed and flowed in quality. But like
Mhm.
Color Splash, I wasn't crazy about.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, 1,000-Year Door, I adored that game.
It's very, very good.
Hey, since we're showing off purchases, I bought
Uh-oh.
one of these.
What is it? Oh, a
Uh,
Stadia controller.
Why?
Yeah, what happened?
Stadia.
Did you think you were buying like a PlayStation controller?
No.
Did
They had their second anniversary, so they started selling the controller and Chromecasting for $22. It was a deal close to Black Friday.
Okay.
That's,
I was like,
second anniversary
okay.
selling stuff that cheap. That sounds more like, everything must go.
Fire
I have
sale.
not opened it though.
Fire sale.
And I'm not sure if I should open it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that might be worth
Might be
$15 a few
That's
years
what
down
I'm
the line.
saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a Stadia controller
There's
now.
a good
and
chance it may not lose all
Chromecast.
its value.
possible.
Captain Logan's
Yeah.
in the chat asking if we count Mario RPG in the list of Paper Mario games. Well,
No.
let's see. Does Mario RPG say Paper Mario in the title? Is the character made of paper?
But RPG.
No.
Yeah,
So we'll
it's
count
very
Lunar 2
You
in
know,
there.
that game is still a glaring space in the catalog of Super Nintendo games that have been Nintendo's brought back, right?
Well, it's kind of
You know-
tangled up with Square rights.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with that one would be the same issue that, well, not the same because I know what Phil would say, but one of the same issues that faces Donkey Kong Country,
Mhm.
which is all those pre-rendered graphics on the Super Nintendo won't look good anymore.
Right. Is that a
Just
reason
saying.
not to put the game
No, I'm just
On-
saying though. I think that would be
on Switch?
because I remember I know that playing Donkey Kong Country on modern consoles,
Yeah.
you know,
doesn't look
part of
great.
what was good about that game was how it looked, and it just doesn't look good on modern televisions.
That's right.
Phil is frozen.
He
I'm
is
waiting
frozen.
for the sarcastic quip about how terrible those games play, but oh, and now he's also muted.
He's talking again, but we can't hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, great. What?
There you go. You're back.
There you go. No, you guys froze up on me. I don't know.
You froze up on us.
That can't be.
Hmm.
Are you talking about Donkey Kong Country games?
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
those Super Nintendo ones are not good.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
There
why I
it is.
said Mario RPG suffers from one of the problems of the Donkey Kong Country games.
Mario RPG is great. I loved Mario
I
RPG.
enjoyed it when I played it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then also a rumor has been revealed by Jason Schreier that PlayStation is planning a new service to take on Xbox Game Pass. This is a subscription offering, and it would blend PS Now and PS Plus. Its code name is Spartacus, and launch is targeted for spring. So yeah, this would be some kind of combination of PS Plus and PS Now with allegedly 3 service tiers.
Oh,
And
Really?
it'll allow users to pay a monthly fee for a catalog of modern and classic games.
mm-hmm.
It will also be available on PS4 and PS5. And they 3 levels. First includes existing PlayStation Plus benefits. Second would include a large catalog of PlayStation 4 and eventually PS5 games. Then the third tier would add extended demos, game streaming, and a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games.
Ooh.
Wow.
Is the
PSP
rumor.
games.
No
I can't
Vita?
wait.
That's going.
I know, right?
No Vita? Although probably that back touch
To be
is
fair, the PSP library is way better than the Vita library.
what hurts the Vita's chances is that back touch and the touch screen.
Bad
A
touching.
lot of those first party games used
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
Especially the early ones.
Yeah.
yeah.
Boy, if they could get Mega Man powered up on there,
Oh,
forget it.
So what do you think about this? And what would you be willing to pay for such a
Nothing.
service?
so it's different. What I don't know. What? How are the tiers broken up? Did it say? I wasn't really listening
It
to
does
you.
not say.
Okay.
Like, you mean like in terms of price, or in
It
terms
does
of
not say
content?
anything about price.
I want to know what Greg was asking. If he was asking about
Well,
price or
he
content.
said there were different tiers, so I'm just curious if it's been spoken about what like the different tiers are.
Yes, I just said the
he just
first is
said.
basically existing PS Plus,
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I just said I
second
wasn't
is
listening.
a catalog of PS4 and eventually PS5 games, and the third is extended demos, game streaming, and a library of classic PS1, PS2,
Game
PS3,
streaming.
Yes.
and PSP games. Yeah, it's a combination of PS Now and PS Plus.
I'd be interested in the highest tier just for the PS1,
PSP.
2, and 3 libraries and PSP libraries.
Yeah.
But it would
I'd be
really
willing
depend.
to pay exactly what I'm paying now for PlayStation Plus.
Do you know how much you pay for PlayStation Plus
Nope.
per year? Exactly.
But I'm
I'd
willing to pay that much.
$15 a month for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
I'd have to see the library of
Yeah.
of what the old
What's
games
the
were.
what's the release schedule going to be like? Are we talking Microsoft levels? Or are we talking Nintendo levels? Because there's a big difference.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, what is it? MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer, is speculating that the PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP stuff is streaming and not emulation, which is an interesting thought there, because that kind of means you would have to stream those games and you couldn't download them and play them offline.
No, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't think I like, in all seriousness, I don't think I would be willing. It's the same reason why I don't even consider PS Now. Because not most, but a lot of the games that when I have tried PS Now, the streaming's okay, but it's noticeably not great. You know, like I find if I
It's
play
not as
anything
good
that
as having a
requires
game local.
Exactly. Like it's noticeably worse. So I don't. Yeah.
It depends.
think
I
I'd be
mean,
willing
we'll
to
talk
pay
about
for
this later, but I actually finished a game entirely on streaming.
What kind of game was it?
Forgotten City.
Okay, but no, that doesn't help me. What kind of game was it? Like, was it like
Oh, an
a
adventure game. No, it was not any kind of Twitch.
Okay, so that stuff, yes,
just-
would be great. But
So
like,
you were streaming, but not on Twitch?
but Phil just
no,
mentioned.
it's not a Twitch. Yeah.
Phil just mentioned like Mega Man Powered Up.
Yeah.
Yes, Mega Man Powered Up streamed
That
would
might
be
be
pretty bad.
Yeah.
It might
Based
be.
on my experience with PS Now so far.
Okay.
So I have
played
wouldn't
a
be
bunch
that
of games on PS Now. I have not had an issue
Hmm.
with lag like that.
If you're playing
So-
the
No,
Final
but playing
Fantasy
driving
games or something.
games or playing
Ugh.
Medieval or what else did I play? Stranded Deep, survival game.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm open to it. But yeah, I'm interested in whatever that higher tier with game streaming and all the classic stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
depending on what the library is,
that's what I want to say.
that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It also sort of matters like what they're putting into that and how often they're refreshing that.
Right.
Because
I mean-
Microsoft with Game Pass seems to announce stuff at the beginning of the month and like in the middle of the month. Like there's an excitement level that I think Xbox has cultivated around Game Pass Ultimate that I think it's going to be harder for Sony to get
Which
that
is-
same momentum going.
Which is weird because Sony's got a massive back catalog that's very exciting.
do.
I will say that
Yeah.
the few times that I've tried PS Now, I thought the library was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't think they're not being stingy or anything.
There's
which
like
is
over
nice.
700 games on PS Now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a
So, I
lot of
mean,
games.
for kind of joking around a little bit, but no, I mean, I think I'm really not too worried about them being at like Nintendo levels of drip feeding.
Well, my
both
question
games.
also is, do you think they're going to be able to get the mind share that Xbox has gotten with Game Pass if they were, this says nothing about putting first party games on this service. Like, is that an essential part of why people pay attention to Game Pass
And is
more
that
than PS Now?
is that any good for Sony? Because Sony's first party games tend to do pretty well, don't they?
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
Are they
And
giving up a bunch
that's
of revenue.
the argument. Like, you wouldn't want to give that stuff away necessarily.
They'd really have to market it way better than they have with PS Now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Game Pass has become so ubiquitous
Mm-hmm.
It really has.
across like gaming conversations, and I mean, PS Now has been around forever. Whoever talks about it?
Mike Phillips.
Mike Phillips, who always gets upset when we
That's it.
say that Sony should do something like Game Pass. They should have some kind of game
there are a
streaming
lot of
service.
podcasts that do that. They forget that Sony has PlayStation Now because there's just not any sort of hype around it. Like they announce whatever games that are usually a year old or more that are coming to it, and it's sort of a big shrug. Whereas Game Pass, if it's not day one titles, it's newer titles, and people are getting excited about it
Mm.
to a much larger degree.
Yep.
So we shall see how this all plays out, but very interesting rumor here. In the end, I think this is just going to benefit the players as these two companies like try to jockey for exclusives on their services. This will be great. This will be great for us, I think.
Sure.
I play a lot of stuff on Game Pass, and
Yeah.
now with the streaming option, I'll load a lot of stuff up just via cloud to try it to see if it's like worth downloading. And I don't know if either of you have tried the cloud beta that is going on now.
Does it even work in Canada?
I don't know. I think so. But about like 5 or 10 minutes into a game, it'll ask you if you want to install it, and you press the Xbox button, and you can install it while continuing to play it via streaming.
That's pretty cool.
Which is
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
So, I mean, all of this stuff I think is going to benefit consumers.
Sony should really have some kind of cloud gaming service.
I know they should. Well, and there was also that rumor a week ago that Sony was making a Backbone One style device, or like a Razer controller for your mobile phone that is basically
Called
like
the
a
Vita
DualShock.
2.
Called the what? Vita
The
2?
Vita 2. Yeah.
No. But you'd put your mobile phone in between what is basically a DualShock controller.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they are getting serious about cloud gaming, is what I'm saying. But maybe not. Who knows?
I'll just be happy if the PSP library is nothing but UMD movies.
The only way to watch Spider-Man. Or was it Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
I forget which one that they...
I don't know, but Phil's
PSP
frozen again.
with. I know, that's why
I got, what is it? I have Napoleon Dynamite and Sky High on UMD.
Wow.
For some reason, I have no idea why.
Sky High.
Sky High is not a bad movie.
It's a fun movie.
Fun.
It's actually a very fun movie. You know what? I'm going to say this. Sky High was ahead of its time because it came out pre Marvel Cinematic Universe and the big glut of superhero movies.
Yep.
If Sky High had come out a couple years later, I think people would remember it much more fondly. Yeah. It'd be to superhero movies what Galaxy Quest is to like Star Trek. So,
yeah,
it's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. By the way, I did watch that documentary on Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah,
that's great. That's on Amazon Prime. That's
yes.
Just a great documentary.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It is. That's true.
I gotta watch that Beatles thing. Speaking of documentaries,
I want to watch that too.
Yeah,
but it's Peter Jackson 3-hour or no, like 3-part 2-hour.
Yeah, like each. It's like basically three
2-hour movies.
It's his new Lord of the Rings trilogy.
It's the Beatles cinematic universe.
Exactly.
BCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's do what you've been playing.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy here at the end. So stay tuned for that.
Oh,
true believers.
Solid intro there. Good job.
There you go. And if your podcast client uses chapter markers, you can just skip right over it. Just look down at your phone and skip to the either to the Guardians of the Galaxy chapter or past it.
Well, no, don't skip to it because then
spoilers.
Then you're missing.
We're not talking about anything.
Invite them to listen to the rest of the show.
Greg, I'm looking at Greg's what you've been playing list. I'm not impressed.
Oh, so wow!
Just skip on by.
Jeez. There you look at that. See, you drove him off. He left. He put up a picture of you to taunt you.
I'm sorry.
You are the reason that he left.
I'm sorry.
See? Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
Oh,
this is a YouTube
we can't show that on YouTube.
Family-friendly show. Come on.
My gosh!
All right,
playing
Greg,
Uno again.
What have you been playing?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, see? Look at that. You hurt his feelings.
Now I'm bashful.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I mean, I knew we were going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and honestly, I haven't been playing much else, but I did stream F-Zero X this past week. Speaking of, we talked about Donkey Kong. Yeah, we talked about Donkey Kong 64 last week, I think, and how terrible that game was, and how I don't understand why
not a good game.
People like that game.
I liked it at the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand you,
yeah.
but
I don't understand me.
Yeah, but man, it's nice to play another good N6. Play Wave Race a few weeks back and loved it. And man, F-Zero X was good. God, F-Zero X was good. And it really holds up. I mean, it even visually holds up because it looked so basic even for an N64 game back in the day. So like anybody who may or may not have seen this game, if you remember, F-Zero X was it wasn't flat shaded, but it was pretty close to flat shaded.
Yeah.
For the vehicles, and the vehicles had very low poly models. But the upside to that was that the thing runs at, I think it's 60 frames a second.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think no slowdown, very little draw in.
There's what, like 64 cars or something in a race?
30 cars.
There's is it
30
only 30?
Cars in a race.
Okay, but still.
And it moves lightning fast. Like, I mean, it's just a fantastic game. And it's my favorite F-Zero game by far.
Yeah.
I said that as a fan of the series as a whole. Although I will say I've never really given F-Zero GX a great chance.
GX was too hard for its own good.
It was too hard.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I remember about it too.
GX
and I mean,
looked beautiful, but it was just impossible to play.
And I mean, that should have been a game that I loved because it was an F-Zero game made by Sega. Like,
right.
You know, that's got me written all over it. But yeah, it never clicked because the campaign mode was super hard. Well, I will go back and play that someday, I think. But yeah, it's like just playing it the other night. I mean, I remember that I really liked F-Zero X anyway, but like the hour and a half that I was playing it just went by so quickly because I was enjoying it so much. God, that game's good, and that series needs to come back. Like
it does.
Man, it's been dormant for way too long.
But here's the thing though, like with series that Nintendo has that we all want to come back, like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, whatever. Like I want them to come back in the right way. Like F-Zero, if it doesn't have like an online tournament mode or like something like that, I almost would rather them not do it. Like leave the games in the past that we all love. Do it. You have to do it right. And I feel like Mario Golf hasn't been done right. Mario Tennis wasn't done right. They just didn't live up to my expectations, I would say.
Right.
F-Zero, like you've got expectations that are pretty high, I think. And they just gotta bring it with some of that stuff.
But I mean, it's been almost 20 years since the last F-Zero.
Yeah.
I think I get what you're saying. And yeah, I mean, I think like Mario Tennis, I didn't really care too much about Mario Tennis because I've never been a big fan of. They're good games, but you know, it's not like sitting at the top of my list of, oh my God, there's a Mario Tennis game coming out, you know?
Everyone just wants that Game Boy Color game again.
Yeah.
Right. Mario Golf, I was really excited for.
Mario Golf,
and was very disappointed by.
I am, right there with you.
And yeah, it feels right. Honestly, like Mario Golf, that's what I want. I want the Game Boy Color game, but with modern graphics.
So you want F-Zero X with modern graphics,
basically. Honestly, if they announce tomorrow that like in March or whatever, because you know Nintendo always announces things pretty close to when they come out, that they're just releasing what is basically F-Zero X, even if it's got no online, I could not care less.
Oh, it needs online.
I know it does, but
come on.
But I'm saying it's been so long, and it like we as F-Zero fans have been so starved for a game. Like I said, for almost 20 years now, I'd be okay with just bring an F-Zero game out. Oh my God, please! Or even, you know what? Release a compilation, put them all on one card, like the Game Boy Advance games, and I don't know if GX would fit, but you know, GX or even the arcade version would be nice.
Yeah.
And F-Zero X, and even throw in like the what was it? The Satellaview F-Zero, was that? There was an F-Zero 2 anyway.
Yeah, and that never 64DD.
The 64DD. You know, just throw it all in. Just toss it on there. I don't care. Even that would be fine. Anything would be fine. So.
I think there was one Game Boy Advance game that didn't even come here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Came out in Japan, never came here.
So,
alrighty.
Anyway, just wanted to say I miss
F-Zero
X. And F-Zero X is so good. That's not on Nintendo Online, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, if it's not, we could have it within 10 years.
let me take a quick look, but I don't think it is. Yeah. All right, Phil.
I guess that's a no.
I'm looking right now. I'm loading up my.
Okay.
You're multitasking.
Doing it.
Just turn on your switch. Oh, there it is. He's loading it up.
N64.
Look at that.
It does not have.
So there we go. You know, maybe some quarter we'll get it.
Maybe. All right, Phil. What have you been playing?
Well, I picked up via Black Friday sales. I picked up Cruising Blast.
Aha! So you were actually finally able to find a physical copy of this.
I found a physical copy. GameStop, my beloved GameStop.
They had one buried under a pile of Funko Pops.
I
and you were able
was able to
save
scrape off all the stickers on the cover. No, I just ordered it online.
Okay.
They had it on their website for $25. So I ordered it from there, and it arrived, and I played a little bit of Cruising Blast, and that is a wild game.
It's a blast.
I was cruising around having a blast. What can I say?
Yeah.
No, it's a good game.
It is a good game.
It's a very good
really
game.
good.
I haven't played a ton of it yet. Just because I'm still playing the Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Right.
Well, we're playing a lot of racing games lately, all of us, aren't we? What's going on there? That used to be just Greg's domain, but now here we are. But
the world's finally waking up.
I guess so, because there's a bunch of good racing games coming out all of a sudden. But the controls, I'm playing Hot Wheels and I'm playing Cruising Blast, and similar type of games. They're kind of playful racing games, but the control schemes are very different between the two. Right. And so I was having my fingers were getting kind of tangled because I kept wanting to race as though it was Hot Wheels. So I was kind of going all over the place and not moving my car the way I wanted to cruise it. So I was like, well, maybe I'll put this down until I'm a little sick of Hot Wheels, and then I'll come back to this. But I'm very glad I got it because it's a fun game.
It's good.
And it's just ridiculous and silly and just crazy crap happening. Your car's flipping all over the place and doing all sorts of goofy stuff. And did you see who directed it?
Eugene Jarvis.
Eugene Jarvis. Yeah. The creator of Robotron back in the old days.
Well, and the original Cruisin' USA, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's sticking with his series there. So
yes, so yeah,
that's fantastic.
Well, this was an arcade game,
right,
not too long ago, and
from the good folks at Raw Thrills.
That's right.
Who are
good old Raw Thrills,
keeping the arcade business alive a bit. Someone's got to stock those Dave and Buster's with games.
With something.
Yep. Raw Thrills is there to take care of it.
Those drunk people need to play something. Why not a racing game that doesn't really require very much skill to do pretty well at?
And you know what? I'm all for racing games that don't require a whole lot of skill.
Me too.
So,
yeah.
So I picked that up, which I was glad to get that finally. And yeah, like Greg, I have not been playing a whole lot this week either.
But we didn't call Phil's list pathetic. Unimpressive.
Well, no. But then I am playing games that were released like this year. So
that's right.
I don't know when did that game come out in the arcade?
Cruising Blast?
2017.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay, so it's old.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just came out on Switch.
So it's new to you.
Yeah.
So is Paper Mario. Does that make it a new game?
That's not even out yet. So
who
can say?
Who can say?
There is no Paper Mario.
Yeah. There is no Paper Mario.
So no, we got Yoshi's Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, Yoshi's Story, man.
It's not a bad game.
Don't give me that.
No, don't even start.
Game.
Don't start your Nintendo apologist crap.
That it's very short.
It's a terrible game.
It's I don't know if I've ever been as disappointed in a game as I was with Yoshi.
Well, because you went in with the expectation of Yoshi's Island.
Because Yoshi's Island,
all-time classic.
Still possibly my favorite 2D platformer.
Yeah,
Yoshi's Island. I love that game. It's an amazing game. And then you go from that to Yoshi's Story. Ugh.
I remember buying it.
Yeah.
And just being immediately like, I wish I had my $80 back or whatever.
I bought it. I finished it the same day. I finished it the
Yeah.
same day I bought it.
It was real
And
short.
I think I may have returned it.
Did we talk about this on the show? Because I worked at EGM. I thought you did as well, Phil, when they came in with this.
I don't.
But maybe that was during the time when you
I
weren't.
No, it was. I don't think I was around
After
at that
Phil
point.
was fired the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nintendo came in with the game, and they're usually there for like a whole day with the lockbox game. Anyway, we finished it in like an hour and a half.
Jesus.
Well, I guess
it was like,
what do you want to do with the rest of
now
our
what?
time?
I guess we'll go get some lunch.
Yeah, let's go get lunch.
Here they serve alligator.
Oh, oh man,
Papado.
Was that the name of the place, Papado?
Yeah, I loved going there.
Yeah, they had those little alligator.
That was like the
nuggets.
go-to. Like, it's not super fancy, but it's not McDonald's, so we're
right.
good.
Yeah,
And
They
they
got
have
fish.
alligator.
it's like a little sit down restaurant that's kind of high mid-tier fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe they have a bunch of them in Texas, and then there was the
Papado?
one in Illinois.
It feels like there should be a bunch of them in Louisiana.
Or,
Well, they
around
they
that
probably have real
Texas-Louisiana border.
Cajun restaurants down there.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, but gotta admit, I never really considered eating alligator, but it was darn tasty, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty darn good. So
I mean, given the opportunity, an alligator would eat you. So,
Right?
take
About his
that
fair play.
turnabout.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of so many zoos after that.
That's right.
don't understand. They're delicious.
You got your little
chance.
personal air fryer.
Yeah.
These animals are delicious.
What other tasty treasures does this zoo hold? I've never had elephant. Maybe it is.
Ostrich nuggets. Who was with me?
Oh,
All
man.
right.
What was I saying? Oh, I'm playing that Hot Wheels game. Playing Hot
Wheels.
Wheels still. That's a fun game. I'm
still getting a lot of cars.
I'm getting a lot of cars. I tweeted out the other day. I ended up getting a kit from the Knight Riders. Remember that old TV show?
Yeah.
Yep. I got KITT. KITT. It's an acronym. Remember what KITT? It stands for kindness in terrible times. That's
We could all use a little kit.
That's Michael Knight's motto.
Yeah.
He would bust the bad guy and say, listen, punks.
And then he'd go have a
You need a
concert in
little more.
Germany.
You need a little more kit in your life. And then the car
Don't
would
we
run
all?
over the bad guys. And
Of course.
and I what was it? Oh, I got a Batmobile. I got some iteration of the Batmobile.
Yes.
Not the best. Yeah.
As you tweeted about these cars, somebody took you to task.
Yes.
Because you
Yes.
previously
hypocrite.
said
Yes.
you didn't want a game with DLC and season passes or virtual currency.
Right.
And here you are, Phil
Here I am.
Theobald, playing
Hot
Wheels Unleashed, a game that has
DLC.
DLC. It has a season pass.
But does it have a virtual currency?
It
No,
doesn't.
it
does not
does.
have virtual. It has
not.
different types of in-game currency, but you cannot purchase those.
No. Those are just coins you get in the game.
That's right.
It's just coins.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
Mario.
coins.
It's like a Super Mario game. It has coins.
Yeah.
Who cares? No, I'm absolutely a hypocrite. Why not? And why shouldn't I be?
There you go. You know
Hot
what?
Wheels-
Own it.
Hot Wheels is a
Just
fun
own it.
game.
Yeah.
To me, you do have to find the right type of game. I mean,
Right.
of course, you're not going to be interested in season passes and DLC in Halo
Yeah,
or
that
Call of
doesn't
Duty
mean
because
you're
those
playing
games aren't.
nothing.
Or Fortnite.
Yeah,
those
it doesn't
aren't
mean
interesting
you're
to you.
nothing but free to
No.
play on your phone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Those aren't interesting games to you. But a
No.
game like Hot Wheels Unleashed comes around that is
Legit fun.
tapping into nostalgia and is
Mhm.
legit fun,
Yeah.
and you have no problem with it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Why not? You know what? As I responded to that very rude person on Twitter. No, that's not rude. I was like, hey, yeah, I changed my mind. People change their mind sometimes. It would be bad if I never changed my mind about anything, right?
That's true.
I'd still hate Greg if I never changed my mind.
I could live with it.
There you go.
But but I'm having fun with it still. Like I said, I think last week I did buy the season. What do they call it? Season pass. I guess they're having a racing season.
Yeah.
Where it's I think it's
which is really just 50 levels of rewards, and you get XP through those, and you get those items.
And now
not for free, but
now you said, we were talking about this last week. So you can still, even without paying, I think it's like $6.
Yeah, for the DC
the season pass. Stuff. Yes, for the DC Super Villains Pass.
Yeah,
you can still, like, you have not purchased it, but you can still take part in it and get some of the rewards. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But I believe, because I was looking up more stuff about it, because it's not explained very well in the game.
That is true. It is.
But I believe the rewards that you get as a filthy non-payer are less than what I get.
Non-whale, a minnow,
as a minnow.
Yeah, a guppy.
Because I think when you earn the coins, I think you get like, what, maybe is it 500 coins?
I don't know.
I think. And
you're asking the wrong person.
And as you're the one who's playing the game, so I figured,
that's true. I played
game.
it, but
who else?
I don't pay attention to how much of the virtual currency I get.
I believe the people who don't pay get 500 coins every time they earn coins, but the people who do pay get like 3,500 coins.
Get a boost, right?
So I'm getting a significant amount more.
There you go. So
which again,
$6,
which is I've been using those coins to buy the rare cars when they pop up in the shop, like the Turtle Van and Kit and all those guys. So I think I have all the licensed cars that are in the base game, except for Back to the Future. So I'm still waiting for that to show up for me to buy. But yeah, I'm still having a hoot and holler with this game. So yeah,
I need to play more of it.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm getting better at it, which is nice. Just because I am.
It's good.
The little season pass is encouraging me to play it every day, so I get like 20 minutes, half an hour of playtime every day. Still looking through some of the liveries that people have created, and goodness gracious, there are some people who, I don't know if there's a trick to doing it where because it's like you have just like, a bunch of shapes and kind of pre-made patterns you can manipulate to put on your car.
Welcome to the world of Forza.
Yeah. But yeah, some people, I swear, I'm like, did they find a way to like, is there a way to like import a JPEG into this game that I don't know about? But it's just, it's ridiculous. I saw one car last night where someone just made like a Christmas scene where there's like a tree and lights and a fireplace and little, Santa Claus flying outside the window. I'm gonna have to post it on Twitter because it was blowing my mind how much artistic skill some of these people have. My goodness.
Yeah. You remember back in the Phantasy Star Online days where people would turn basically the same kind of thing, just shapes into like crazy scenes and emoticons.
Yeah. I mean, I did a very basic little custom design. Because there's a garbage truck in the game, and I decorated it to look like there's a GoBot character, an old GoBot character that was a dump truck or a garbage truck, and it just it's orange and blue, and it says the GoBot's name on it, and there's like a little picture of a fly buzzing around on the side of it. So I whipped that up, and even that very simple design that took me probably 20 minutes. Just very simple things. So then seeing people doing these beautiful pieces of art, I'm just like, they hours.
Yeah.
hours upon hours people must have been spending on this.
Probably
it's crazy.
So, yeah.
But hey, more power to them, man.
Yeah.
People's got skills. But yeah, that's really all I have been playing. So,
all right.
What do you got, CJ?
Well, I have been playing more of The Forgotten City, and we talked about this a little bit on the show, but I actually finished it without installing it on my Xbox. I played it, finished it entirely on cloud. The future is now. But yeah, played it. My daughter actually started watching, and she really got into it. Quite a bit. And in fact, after we were done, after I got to the end, she started playing it herself. And there are sort of different paths. There's 4 different endings that you can get in the game. And, it's a conversation tree game where your decisions kind of matter a bit. As I think I said 2 weeks ago when we talked about it, you find yourself in this ancient Roman city that has been hidden away, and all of the citizens there have to adhere to the golden rule, which in this game means they can't sin. If anybody sins, then they all die in a fiery apocalypse. So it's your job to find out who is going to sin and stop them from doing so.
So pre-crime. It's Minority Report.
It's Minority Report. Exactly. Okay. But there's a time loop element to it. So if there is a sin that happens, you have to run to the portal and loop yourself back to the beginning. But it's a really interesting game. It's not long. It's probably about 5-6 hours tops. And it's really, really fun, really tightly designed, and the narrative is good. The dialogue is all really interesting. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the game, you meet this woman who dragged you out of the river named Karen. And she's hesitant to tell you her name because her name's Karen, and there's an associated memes with that name. And it comes back around, like finding out why that is the character's name, and it's really really rather interesting play. But I just think the narrative is really good, really strong. It's probably one of my favorite games of the year, just in terms of like length, and the gameplay and the narrative is all really fun. It's one of those conversation tree games where if you really don't want to like listen to all the dialogue, you only have to ask like the critical path questions. But it's really a lot of fun, and it's available on everything, and it's on Game Pass. So of course,
cool.
You can play it there for
pretty high praise
for free if you have Game Pass Ultimate. But yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And my daughter started playing so after you beat the game, it allows you to continue playing with different modifiers to the gameplay. One of them is you can bring a gun into the world. You can point a gun at people, which is kind of funny. But she picked the archaeologist role, which like lets you get more historical context out of the dialogue trees, which is kind of an interesting play on that. So, but really, really good. I ended up watching some YouTube video speed runs of the game. There's somebody who finished it in 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Just rather funny. But yeah, I highly recommend The Forgotten City. If you've not played it, check it out.
I will have to put that on my list.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess we can start talking about Guardians of the Galaxy at this point.
That's a good game.
So
I barely remember that game.
Spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about some Guardians of the Galaxy
Endgame stuff
like in this segment.
Like the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the game, not Endgame stuff like from the Marvel movie. And
yeah.
Speaking of which, have you been watching Hawkeye?
I have.
It's pretty good.
The first 2 episodes, I was kind of like, it seems okay, I guess. But the 3rd episode really clicked. And
yeah,
I really enjoyed the 3rd episode. So
yeah, same.
So I'm on board now.
I see.
Okay, Good
Yeah.
talk. But
Good
yeah, I
talk,
agree.
good talk.
It's 100% exactly how I feel about it too.
Yeah, it's
All
good
right.
stuff.
Back
Good
to
job.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
jeez.
CJ.
Wow.
Let's stay on track
Never
here,
mind.
people. Come on.
It was tangentially related. Don't
I guess so.
pretend like it wasn't.
Yeah, fine.
Thank goodness.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
spoiler last call now. Fast forward if you don't want spoilers. Please.
Rocket
Please.
gets killed.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Star-Lord gets killed?
He said Rocket.
Rocket.
Oh, Rocket gets
His
killed.
was a fake spoiler. Yours was real.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, what do we think?
What do you want to talk about?
This is gonna be a great segment if we don't have anything to talk about. I'll talk about some of my favorite scenes in the game.
Okay.
The one where you go back to your home and I think you have the guns or whatever, and you guys talked about it like it was a separate thing for you because you didn't immediately not accept the promise like I did.
Right.
That was a great scene. I really enjoyed that whole deal. Plus, I really enjoyed the birthday party scenes that happened twice in the game, maybe 3 times.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those were the second time that the birthday party scene happened was one of the moments where I really sort of respected how they were able to have very serious, sort of almost emotional scenes.
Yeah.
When really so much of the dialogue is comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was definitely one of the moments. It was man, the revelation. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I did see it coming by that point, but up until very near that point, I was still convinced that yes, she was Peter's daughter.
That Nikki was Peter's daughter.
Right.
But
yeah, I also thought that, just in part because of the dialogue and everybody like making fun of Star-Lord because of that.
Right. It had been accepted as fact among the group.
Right.
They're gonna just say this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it really sort of drove those scenes home once you realize that she isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was well played, I think, because I was more or less, I was pretty convinced that it was the case right up until just about the point that they revealed it. I think I sort of started saying to myself, like, you know what, maybe she's not, just because I feel like just before it was revealed, they really started hammering it home that she is.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they're really trying hard to make sure that I'm on board with this. So, now I don't trust it. But
I mean, she collects old junk like Star-Lord did, and
and also, of course, the revelation being that she wasn't Carell, is that her name?
Yeah,
Carell's biological daughter.
Yep.
So very cool.
That scene I thought was really just well done. The scene with Star-Lord and these sort of holographic or memory Carell was just great. And also the thing that you have to do after that, which is destroy the birthday party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Destroying the birthday party was hard to do, but it was also just it was like, this is great from the standpoint that it's actually hard for me to do this. Like, I take no pleasure in destroying this
because of Nikki's reactions.
Right.
Because you really had got to the point where you really liked, all the characters in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked her. And again, she was so well written and so well acted that you really didn't want to, do anything to hurt her. Speaking of which, also, because I don't think, at least I've been in part of any of the conversations where we've talked about this, Mantis, spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
I love every scene that Mantis is in.
Every scene.
It's so good. And what I thought initially, that initial scene on Nowhere with her, I thought it was kind of a throwaway scene, like, oh, we're never going to see this character again.
It's like, oh, there's Mantis. We just needed to show Mantis.
Right.
Exactly. We're never going to see this character again. The fact that she comes back and is fairly major throughout the last half of the game or last third of the game was just a nice injection of fun.
And another example of that character being way more interesting in this game than she was in the movies.
Yeah.
like way more interesting than she was in the movies. But yeah, just again, like the actress who played her perfectly, and I never got tired of the whole like, oh, this is the one where this happens, or I wonder if this is the one where we all die, or it's like
bouncing between all the possible
yeah
that she has seen
and not being able to keep track of them all. It was a really nice touch. It was really well done. And I know we just keep saying that about everything, but everything in the game is really well done. Like when it comes to the story.
Yeah.
So.
And then let's talk about the ending a little bit. I think so. There's a bit after you have defeated, after Nikki has been freed of her prison, and after you've basically like defeated whatever the main threat in the game was, and you're walking out of that hall or whatever. You're walking down this very long runway sort of thing, and giving people high fives, and it's a victory lap moment, like literally in the game.
Yeah.
And I assume there are some things that either appear or don't based on what you did.
I would guess,
during this.
Yeah.
But
not surprise me.
But that was a lot of fun.
I got to say that whole last set of the whole last level, the big battle.
Yeah.
Is really, I loved every second of that. Like seeing Mantis fighting out in space with the Milano was nice. And there's that one scene where what was the name of the Beastmaster woman? I forget her name.
Lady Hellbender.
Yes. Lady Hellbender. And of course she's on Fing Fam Foom.
Fing Fam Foom.
The dragon. And there's that one scene where Star-Lord gets his Walkman back.
That's the one we were kind of dancing around. I think was it last week
you were out
before?
Yeah, and it's such a what I love about. I mean, I love that. So yeah, there's this amazing comic book cover scene where he gets his Walkman back and he's jumping up and grabbing it, and Fing Fam Foom is in behind him, and there's explosions, and it's just like this amazing
the dragon rising up and has got his wings unfurled, and then I remember an explosion.
And I remember when I saw that in the game, I was like, I love that, and I took a picture of it.
Oh yeah,
yep.
And then like weeks later, CJ sends me the exact same picture. And then this week, or maybe the week before, my friend Jim, who finally grabbed the game and played through it, sent me the exact same picture.
Yeah.
It's like, and I think somebody else sent me that picture too. It's like, it's just like that is like the embodiment of what's so great about the game. Just that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just the absolute raddest thing you can think of
to
spray paint on the side of your van.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly.
And I was playing via remote play when that moment happened, and I had to like fumble around for the screenshot because I was playing on a controller that didn't have the screenshot button. So but a great moment for sure.
Yeah, but and I'd mentioned previously that, and I wonder if you guys experienced that too, where the battles got quite big.
Oh yeah, it did, and a lot longer.
Yeah, so you got to use the huddle a lot more.
Yeah, I was using the huddle multiple times in single battles. Yeah, towards the end, which was okay. I think paying attention to the elemental weaknesses of some of the enemies really helps make those a lot shorter. If you can do that,
especially the shielded enemies.
Especially those shielded enemies, for sure.
But the group felt so powerful at that point. I assumed you had unlocked all of their abilities.
Oh yeah,
yes, I unlocked all of them. So, yeah. There was, I think, one upgrade for Peter Quill that I didn't tinker around with, and one of the rocket upgrades.
You didn't get it, or
I didn't have enough supplies.
Oh, you didn't find the treasure room.
No.
Well, treasure room, Phil?
Yep. Yes, I did find I did find the treasure room, but at that point, I think I had just about everything unlocked anyway.
Okay.
Oh, the treasure room.
Very thorough. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I found the treasure room.
Oh, and you still didn't have enough.
I still didn't have enough to buy the last thing, I think.
Jeez, you
gotta open your eyes.
It wasn't a very important upgrade, whatever it was.
You were just plowing through the game. You didn't do any exploration, did you?
Critical path. Yeah, I did.
Critical path.
Apparently not enough.
Not enough, apparently.
I did like how all the Guardians had that, kind of one final upgradable skill that only unlocked after they had a
story
moment
based
of character growth. They all had their little character growth moment, and that kind of inspired them to upgrade their skills, which was a cute way to do it. And
somebody brought this up in one of the threads I was reading, because they changed costumes from between the final level, between the penultimate level and the final level of or the final battle, and like there's no story beat that explains that, is there? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Feels like kind of a gap.
I assumed that those. I thought they were, but no, I thought the whole idea there was because they knew they were going to be out in space. Because through that whole level, you constantly go outside.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right?
Oh, that's true. Okay,
so
maybe that's why.
Yeah, I just assumed that those were just because they were going to be in like.
But I was hoping for like a suit up moment, like a James Gunn suit up,
like walking down the hall, and then
didn't quite get that, but
didn't really care at that point.
But
you know.
Right. Let's talk final boss. So, of course, after the sort of victory lap where you're all walking, getting on the Milano or whatever, there's something that happens on the Milano, and you find out that what's his name?
Well, but they really draw it out because you're seeing the credits.
You're seeing the credits.
Seeing the name of the villain just randomly popping up. I thought that was really well done, actually, because it takes a while for it to start happening. And when you first see it, like I know for me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's because it only happens like once or twice. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But, maybe just kind of a joke. Sure. Okay. That's I guess that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then it just starts getting more and more just sort of taking over the credits. You're seeing the villain's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam Warlock goes nuts. And
yeah.
Real final boss.
Yeah. Real final boss shows up. Adam Warlock.
Yes.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah. And of course, they play the final countdown during that sequence,
of course.
which is a fantastic match to that battle.
Yes.
And you fight. First of all, there's some fun conversation trees in there where you're trying to piss him off, which is great.
Which I failed a couple times, I seem to remember.
Oh, you failed that?
I think so. I didn't piss him off anyway.
Yeah, I think I failed. There was something in that I didn't do. I don't remember what exactly that was, but yeah. And then you fight him to fight the enemies that he spawns or whatever.
I mean, it was a bit of a throwaway final boss.
Yeah, but at that point,
okay, I think that.
Necessary, because you had the victory lap. I think if it was like a tougher final boss, I don't think I would have had as much fun with it.
That's exactly what I was about to say too. Yeah,
I need the victory lap.
It's a bit of an encore kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it's the equivalent of the post-credit scenes in all the MCU films. Maybe, I don't know. It was just like, it sort of tied up the story a little bit. It was a fun sort of extra step to the ending. But if it had been like a super challenging, you have to play this 7 times to beat him. Yeah, it would have taken away from the pacing. Of the whole thing. And so I'm glad they didn't go that route.
Right. Me too. Yeah.
Just made me love the whole thing.
Yep.
Love it.
Same.
It's a great game.
Loved the whole game. It is up for a game award for best narrative, and I really, really hope it wins that because it deserves it.
Yeah.
It is easily the best narrative game that I played this year. So,
and it still delights me to see people on Twitter saying that they picked this up just because we've been hyping it up so much. So I hope people are enjoying it as much as we did, because
I know
it's so much
fun.
I
felt a weird level of responsibility for that, even when my friend Jim picked it up. I'm like, I sort of was, hope he likes it. And the first time we started talking about it, he didn't say right away that he did like it. I'm like, so you like it, right? And he's like, yeah, it's really good. It's like, oh, whew. Okay.
It is in part, I think, though, because the gameplay itself isn't like, drop dead amazing or innovative.
Well, it's a flawed
No.
game. It's a glitchy.
Oh,
It's a
absolutely.
glitchy
Kind of game. Yeah.
The combat is fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It feels good to play, but it's not like blowing my mind every
Right.
battle.
Yeah.
But it's but the whole package just comes together with the
With that
humor and the
writing.
heart, and
Yeah.
it's a really
That writing.
enjoyable game. Yeah, the writing is top notch.
Which, by the way, and I'll link to this in the show notes, MinMax did an interview with the senior designer and the senior narrative designer. That's really awesome. And they were talking about the amount of dialogue in the game, and apparently 5 full-length movie scripts worth
Good
of
Lord.
dialogue.
a lot of dialogue.
Well, considering none of the characters ever shut up.
Yeah.
Well, that's just
You know.
And apparently they had the writers work directly with the game designers to create dialogue for every like location and scenarios.
Great
It's
idea.
just like, it's just crazy. It's awesome. So very pleased with this game. And I'm sure we'll be talking about it again in a couple weeks time when we do our end of year roundup.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Real Game Awards.
exactly.
The Real Game
Where
Awards.
everything that was released this year is eligible.
That's right. The Gunk comes out on the 16th. We may be talking Gunk. Who knows, right? Who knows? All right. Should we do tweets now?
Sure.
Might be time for tweets.
Sure. A tweedly diddly dee. What tweedly diddly dee? A tweet. A tweet. A tweet. Tweet.
All right, let's do this one from WB Xylo, who says Shining Force 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games.
Look at that, Greg perked right up.
This is how to get Greg to pay attention during the podcast to mention Shining Force. Is there anything made this century that is evocative of those?
Oh man, it makes me feel so old. Those are great games last century. Is there anything new?
Yeah. Is there any
of those?
That's an interesting question.
Anything comparable to Shining Force?
I think
that
the most difficult part about this question is I don't play a lot of those kind of games anymore. I remember I didn't play a ton of it, but I remember thinking Wargroove felt a lot.
Oh, really?
Like Shining Force.
Really?
Yeah, but again, I didn't get deep enough into it to know if it really like the systems really open up, and you know what I mean? Because it just, when I say that, I mean it felt sort of very simple, like strategy RPG, but still like sort of very straightforward. And I think I want to say it almost had a rock paper scissors. Maybe it did have a rock paper scissors style, because most of those games did back then. Like I've been playing Vandal Hearts, which I talked about a few weeks ago. And, it's sort of that whole thing. It's like, well, archers are great against flying characters, and flying characters are great against, I don't even remember. And, but they're all like, they're really good against this thing. They're really bad against this type of character, and, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't play a ton of those games anymore. Like the 90s was the last time I was really into those games. So, but again, I would say try Wargroove. I really enjoyed what I played of it, but I didn't go super far in it.
Right.
And also, if you really like Shining Force 1 and 2, I mean, there's Shining Force 3 out there.
With an English patch.
With English patches, because it comes in 3 scenarios, and only the first one was ever officially translated. But now 2 and 3 have got translations, fan translations. It's good stuff. You got to deal with that's in the middle of Sega's awful pre-rendered sprite era, but which look even worse when you're running them on Saturn Video, but they're still good games. So,
all right, yeah, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Ellipsis T, who says, what was the first game you remember losing your mind over as a kid? I'd played Space Invaders and Tron Deadly Discs. it left an impression for sure, but nothing like the first time I saw The Legend of Zelda being played at a neighbor kid's house.
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That's, I'd say absolutely.
Got to be honest.
I mean, because you're used to seeing stuff like
Pac-Man
and Defender
Galaga,
and
yeah.
And now you're playing a cartoon.
And all of a sudden there's Dragon's Lair. I mean, that was
playing a cartoon.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
There was a reason that was the only
sure.
There was a reason that was the only game in the arcade that had a second monitor up on top of it. So the giant crowd gathered around could also watch it being played. So
yeah.
I remember being similarly impressed like the first time I played like Hard Driving. Just because it's kind of the same thing where all the racing games I was used to were sprite based,
pole position and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So similar.
I'm gonna say Super Mario Brothers.
I
lost my mind over Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
just as a side-scrolling platformer, I just couldn't believe that was
played anything like it in the home before.
To have have that on a home system was a huge deal. Absolutely
huge.
There was it's funny going back and you look at some of those old games and you see the graphics and you kind of tell yourself, oh, this is as good as it's ever going to get.
There were many times I remember thinking that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, you'd see like a Super Nintendo or a Genesis for the first
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the arcade.
Yeah.
When I first saw that running, I literally did think exactly that. This is as good as arcade games will ever look.
Yeah. This looks exactly like the cartoon.
It looks like the cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's not full motion video like Dragon's Lair, because at that point, it's like Dragon's Lair was super cool, but I realized I knew what it was.
Yeah, you recognize that is actually
this is fully interactive
cells and stuff. Yeah, this is You knew
I don't think I ever thought that it's never gonna get any better than this. I never thought that, even as a kid. Never thought that about games. I always thought that there would be something else, just because the progression already was from 2600 to arcade games to whatever. Like I always thought definitely something is going to come out that's going to look better than this.
Yeah.
The big thing in general though was moving up to a new generation. Oh, it used to be such a huge leap.
Well,
that is true.
Again, seeing Altered Beast compared to
Super Monaco Grand Prix for me.
Yeah. Just any of those early Genesis games, compare those to the equivalent of what you were seeing on the NES at the time. It was mind blowing.
Super Mario 64.
Yeah. And then you start getting into that. So I mean it's happened a lot, but I'd have to say probably Dragon's Lair is the first kind of mind melting. This is insane. And I don't know, do kids feel like that anymore? Does that,
I mean, kids play Roblox.
But I
think that's a really good point, right? Like, oh look, Mr. Coffee, Mr. Radar, and this is true too. For me, it was the 3DO and that Batman TV episode that came with it. Absolutely,
that was another really
Heart of Ice.
Landmark moment.
Part of Heart of Ice.
That was the Mr. Freeze episode.
But
which wasn't even a full episode. It was 10 minutes of it.
Was it just 10 minutes?
Not the full episode.
It wasn't a full episode.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
They picked one of the best episodes too to put on.
They really did.
Yeah.
One of the best episodes of one of the best animated series they could have picked.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if kids feel that way anymore.
I mean,
it's not like it used to be.
I remember because video games are approximately the same age as we are. Games have kind of grown up alongside us, so we have seen every iteration. But kids today, they're used to they're
inundated
and Xbox Series X's and super high end PCs, and they are into crappy looking games like Roblox and stuff, but also they are aware that there are games that look like every other modern game.
Yeah.
I just think back to when I first got the PlayStation VR and I tried that out for the first time, and that blew my mind. Having VR, being engulfed like inside a game, basically, like right there in my home. That was a mind-blowing moment for me. And I remember showing it to Finn, and I hooked him up with like Astrobot, and he's wearing it, and I'm just like, see, like you're in the game environment, and he's just like, oh yeah, this looks cool. And I'm just like, no, you don't get it.
You're grounded.
You don't understand.
You can't use this anymore. You don't appreciate it like I can.
I think you're absolutely right, though, because I mean, our kids are and this is not the whole you kids, but
right,
they have multiple ways. They're surrounded, even if they're not gamers, they're surrounded by games and interactive devices, and it's not like the old days where you either went to an arcade or you had your turn on the family television, and maybe you owned a 2600 or an NES or one console. It's it's just not like that anymore. And so like it's they've just got so many options now. Which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think anything has that impact.
Right.
Yeah.
Visually.
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Rad Dad Gamer 0, who says, "What are y'all's takes on live action adaptations of anime? Seems to be a hot topic since Cowboy Bebop came out. Do you think they have to be direct live action copies, or do you think it's nice to see interpretations based on great source material?" I have not watched any of the Cowboy Bebop live action.
I've just seen the couple clips that people have been sending around.
Yeah.
Of like specifically of Ed, of what they did to poor Ed.
Yeah.
In that show.
Anything about Cowboy Bebop.
See, the problem is they perfected live action anime when they did the Speed Racer movie. So everything else is trash.
The live action Speed Racer movie that flopped in the theater, but is a damn good movie, and everybody should see.
It was the Wachowskis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Wachowskis.
I am not being sarcastic at all. I adore the live action Speed Racer movie. It is such a wonderful little film.
Yeah.
And it's just such a treat.
And I went into it not expecting to like it, and then really liked it.
Well, and then also, it also had the benefit of not really sticking that close to the source material, because
that's true too.
Other than the basic premise.
Yeah.
But it's not like they adapted any arc of episodes or anything like that. It was just, we're going to take
an amalgamation.
We're going to take the premise and then we're just going to go nuts with it. And have just a big color explosion, and it's going to be beautiful, and just a sincere, heartfelt movie, and I love it. But then you have stuff like Cowboy Bebop that looks like they're trying to like stick super close to it.
Apparently they do. Yeah,
that's harder to do.
Yeah, well, because cartoons can move in a lot more ways than actual people can move. So when you try to recreate, let's say, like an opening sequence of an anime, but with real people and their actual bones and muscle that cannot move like an anime character, it just doesn't work, and it ends up looking just awful cosplay kind of nonsense.
Yeah, that's a tough thing.
Yeah.
With that, it looks like cosplay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other.
I mean, the Ranma 1/2 movie is definite. It's a thing that was produced.
Yeah. Which and you know what? I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Which I can't believe, because I remember doing a podcast about it with you and Justin.
I don't think I sat down and watched it, but maybe I did.
I did sit down and watch it.
I mean,
it's
like
not memorable, let me tell you.
Well, no, and then it's like that was a novelty. That was just
it
was a novelty, kind of like, oh, it's funny that they're actually doing this, but
yeah,
don't actually you don't expect to be like, oh, this is gonna replace. This is what I'm gonna think of now when I think of Ranma.
Right.
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 But yeah, it's like because I know there was like a Death Note thing that was apparently terrible. And
I saw that. Yeah, that was kind of bad, but it was because they had used a CG version of the big, demon character.
Yeah, the big monster
it didn't
thing.
Look very good. It did not look good.
Of course it didn't, because it's not going to have the budget to look good.
No.
And they're doing like what Netflix is doing, a One Piece show.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah. That's going to be weird.
They were showing off I think they were showing off some of the cast for that recently. I mean, I can't imagine them talking about cartoon characters moving like cartoon characters and not like actual people. Oof.
Yeah.
One Piece.
Good luck getting
One Piece is about as cartoony as you can get. So
that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. I have no. I know so little about anime these days anyway.
Same here.
Yes, I'm so out of this loop. So
yeah. I mean my knowledge of anime stopped sometime around 20 years ago for the most part. I mean, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably a bad idea. I guess
I don't think you have to be direct with live action copies. I think you can do something that's more, grounded.
Yeah, well that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and I don't know if you have to necessarily be grounded, because like Speed Racer, which I loved, ain't grounded.
Not grounded at all. Right?
Not grounded at all, but also not super accurate to the source material.
That's true too. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have those, as far as I remember, not that I have, watched Speed Racer since I was like 5, but you didn't have the crazy.
Yeah, my memory of the Speed Racer show is I think much better than the actual show.
Well, of course it is. Yeah, because it's like what, like 1960s anime.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's kind of the same as like Astro Boy.
I used to watch that on MTV. You remember when MTV played Speed Racer?
Oh yeah,
for a short time.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I used to watch it on there.
Was that back in the 90s or something?
It was back in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. There was that weird like pseudo Speed Racer renaissance back in the 90s, which was well before the live action movie. But yeah,
when there was that techno song too by the Alpha Team.
That's right.
Which I have on CD.
Do you really?
Of course you do.
Was it a remix of the old theme song, or
it's a remix of the theme song with sound clips from the show being played at different times, including some of a very adult nature.
Oh, Speed Racer was a very mature show.
It was a mature, exactly,
of adult situations and curses. Yeah. But live action anime, probably a bad idea.
Is there an anime that you would accept a live action version of or would want to see? For me, it's Trigun. I think Trigun would adapt pretty well. I love Trigun.
Talking about having anime knowledge from like 20 years ago.
I know, exactly. Right. Well, every couple years they talk about doing a Neon Genesis Evangelion live action movie.
Yeah.
Which I think would be difficult, or like a Macross thing, or like Gundam live action. And it just kind of like
they've been trying to do a live action Akira forever. Which
live action Akira,
that seems like it would be a bad idea. So.
Yeah, I just don't know that it would. I mean, I don't know that it would live up to my expectations.
Yeah, I don't know if you really need it.
They did that Ghost in the Shell with
with Scarlett Johansson.
I never saw it.
Yeah, no,
I did.
Yeah,
you didn't miss anything.
Okay,
I liked the live action Cutie Honey movie.
That's
speaking
different.
of Evangelion.
Did you like
because
Battle Angel
that has
Alita?
an anime director in charge of it.
Yeah, you know what? Battle Angel Alita. I actually I dug Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, really?
But they were pretty. If I remember correctly, weren't they pretty faithful to the original? I think they were faithful to the OAV or OVA or whatever those are called.
That might be the case. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen the actual anime.
Me too, and that's the problem. But it was one of my favorites back when I was watching that stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember liking the movie.
Yeah. Well, and it's terrible. I went and saw that not expecting to like it at all.
Yeah,
But
same here. Which is probably why I ended up liking it.
Yeah, that's
because it wasn't awful.
Yeah, lowered expectations sometimes pay off. But yeah,
Yes.
I did. I really enjoyed the Alita movie.
Yeah.
Man, I should rewatch that. It's a good movie.
Alrighty.
It was Robert Rodriguez, right?
Was it Robert Rodriguez?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure that was Robert Rodriguez because it was because James Cameron was trying to do that.
James Cameron produced
For a
it,
long
didn't he?
time.
Yeah, he produced. Yeah, because he's been trying to make that movie for
Ever.
Yeah, and yeah, I think he finally just said, "Yeah, why don't you take care of it, Mr. Rodriguez, because I'm too busy with 1,000 Avatar sequels at the moment." So,
Which are they ever coming out? And
Probably.
does anyone care?
No.
I can't imagine they do, but
That's the right answer.
I want to see.
Yeah.
I'll watch The Abyss again, but I don't want to see another Avatar.
This is so good.
That's still not out on Blu-ray. I don't think.
yeah,
it is.
that's the one that for some reason he will not release on Blu-ray for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I guess my point is that the Speed Racer movie is excellent, and I love it.
And you should watch it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. I think that's
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Someday.
You will also find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Yeah, boy, that's taking a while right now. Christmas is busy.
It's a busy season. Yeah.
Mm.
But you'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on this episode, and a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on youtube.com/P1 Podcast. Or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, probably several other places as well. I don't know. I don't keep track of this nonsense. Tell you what, though, if you follow our Twitter account @P1 Podcast, you can find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 specific time. So join us, won't you? If you've liked what you've heard, and how could you? Head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way to help fund our live action Love Hina series that we are working on. We're developing it. We're going to be playing all the parts of all the characters. With different makeup or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Thought we were doing Oh My Goddess first.
Oh, there you go.
We're doing
Which part would
Maharomatic.
Phil play?
Maharomatic.
I would
teacher. We're doing Please Teacher.
doing a ping pong club. Is that one? That was one,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
That,
Yeah.
oh, that one was more ribald, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think CJ would be Belle Dandy.
Yep.
That
That was exactly what I thought.
yeah.
Okay.
He's the pretty one.
I would be Erd, I think, because I'm kind of mischievous and sexy.
Uh-huh.
And Greg would be
That's exactly how I would describe you.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. And Greg would be the other one.
Yeah, I don't
Who's
honestly.
the
Once you
younger
got
one?
past Belle Dandy, I couldn't remember any names anyway.
I forget the name of the younger sister of the three. Do you remember her name, CJ? You're a big
No.
anime nerd.
I do not remember.
Or
it,
you were
though.
back in the but yeah, there's the younger one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. KG, was he the boy? Was he the main character kid?
Keiichi.
Keiichi?
Keiichi.
Keiichi. Yes. Okay. It was close. Okay.
Gold.
And
or Skold was her name. Young one.
Oh, Scold.
Yeah.
Scold. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So there's that. There's us vaguely trying to remember. Oh my goddess.
That's right.
From 20 years ago.
More than that.
Yeah, I guess it probably wasn't
Actually,
it?
yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Well, there's the
30
OVA
years ago.
series.
Yeah.
There's an OVA series, a movie, and television series.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh man. Tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a Patreon of the $5 per episode variety,
Also cheap.
you get access to my weekly vlog called The Weekly Commute, where I do not go anywhere. I sit still and very safely tell you about how the episode's going. Also, just so you know, the original run or the original OVA of Oh My Goddess came out in 1993.
Oh.
Oh.
In Japan or not in the US, right? Or maybe
when
it did
did
come out.
When did it come out over here?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just seeing that it was released February 2nd, 1993 was the first episode. So yeah, more like 30 years.
1993 to early 94 in Japan.
There's a little Oh My Goddess theme song going on there. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a shame.
Time is a shame.
Is that it? Did you get your whole plug in there for your show there, Greg?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Very glad. Well, I guess that's it, right? I guess we're done.
Think so.
CJ?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Gregory?
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. As always, take care of your family, your loved ones, your friends, yourself. My goodness.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Absolutely. Just like we do every week here on the Player One podcast.
That's why the show exists.
Mm-hmm. Remember? Wear your mask, get your shots.
That's why CJ and Phil live in the same town, and I live across the continent.
Yep. Yes, indeed. We're just keeping an eye on each other, constantly watching each other's backs. I got my booster shot the other day.
Nice.
I'm all fully
boosted
loaded,
up,
ready to go. Finn's got his shots all taken care of, so we're all set.
We're all good.
Back to licking door handles again. Finally, I feel comfortable enough to do that again. I guess we'll see everyone next week. I guess.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.